President.
Senator from Maryland.
Mr. President, I first want to thank my colleague and friend, Senator Carper, for leading this effort with S51, the D.C. Statehood Act. It's long overdue that we acknowledge an injustice in our country and give the citizens of the District of Columbia their full representation rights by statehood. I've been working on this issue for a long time. When I was Speaker of the Maryland General Assembly almost 40 years ago, the Maryland General Assembly took action to give full representation to the people of the district in the Congress of the United States. That was 40 years ago, and we're still working on this issue. It's long overdue that we acknowledge a shortcoming in our own system for 700,000 residents of the District of Columbia. I have the honor of chairing the U.S. Helsinki Commission. It's the implementing arm for the Helsinki Final Act, the Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe. It has membership of all the countries of Europe and the former Soviet Union, Central Asia, Canada, and the United States. And I mention that because in 1975, those countries entered into an agreement on basic fundamental democratic principles, including the right to have representative government. That document also gives us the opportunity and obligation to question whether member states are in compliance with the Helsinki Final Act. And quite frankly, we've used that opportunity to raise issues in countries, and our presiding officer has been very aggressive in his comments about Russia. We used that to bring up that Russia violated the commitments of the Helsinki Final Act when it invaded Ukraine, took over Crimea, and still interfering with the sovereignty of Ukraine. We offered our objections when Russia's government steps on the rights, the human rights of the people of their own country. Mr. Navalny, the opposition leader, being imprisoned and tortured. That's a violation of the Helsinki Final Act, and we raised those issues. We raised those issues about another member state in Turkey when they jailed journalists or failed to allow civil society an opportunity to be heard, violations of the Helsinki Final Act. But for us to have credibility in raising these issues with other countries that are violating the fundamental principles, we have to self-evaluate where we are. If we're going to be leaders, we have to acknowledge our own shortcomings and take steps to eliminate those shortcomings. And quite frankly, Mr. President, we are an outlier when it comes to the representation for the people of the District of Columbia. We have violated their basic rights. We are the only country in the world where citizens of their capital do not have the opportunity to vote for representatives in the national legislature. That's not a distinction that we want to have. For the 700,000 people that live in the district, they're being denied representation in their government. As has been pointed out, it's larger than some of our states. Yet those states that have fewer people have 2 United States senators, and as a member of the House of Representatives, people of the district should be likewise treated. And this is not a matter of politics. This is a matter of fundamental rights. America's strength in our values, who we are as a people, our ability to lead globally depends upon us doing the right thing at home. We need to give the District of Columbia that status. The House has already done this. They've passed H.R. 51. They've done this. They've given the bill to us. All we need to do now is take it up and pass it. So let us act now at long last and do what's right for the people of the district and do what's right for the people of our nation by correcting this violation that we have in our system. And let's pass S51, led by Senator Carper, the D.C. statehood, and make sure that America continues to lead in democratic values around the world. With that, Mr. President, I yield the floor.